handcuffs, young girls' underwear, and 2 notebooks filled with names of more than 70 underage girls. These were found in a condominium unit in Cebu City, Philippines, rented by an American national who was a former high school teacher. He was charged for allegedly hiring a minor for sexual exploitation in exchange for money. This is just probably one of many cases of sex trafficking and exploitation in the country. Prostitution is illegal in the Philippines, but as said, it is somewhat tolerated. However, penalties can be as severe as life imprisonment for those involved in trafficking. What about child exploitation? This is Speak Up, bringing you all information about the Philippines. This includes weekly trending news taken from a variety of resources where you can know different views of people on certain issues. Let's look into the extent of child sexual trafficking and exploitation in the Philippines. Craig Alex Levin, 63, was arrested when he was seen by the authorities with a minor-looking female getting inside a condominium. He had been under surveillance after the FBI relayed that he was constantly in contact with minors every time he came to visit the Philippines. Later on, the girl he was with told the police her name and age. She disclosed details of her encounters with the American national, which included taking videos of their sexual acts and helping her obtain a fake ID to get past hotel security. Another minor also talked to the authorities about how she met Levin, which was through Facebook. She said that a teenage friend put her in touch with him. The notebooks found in his hotel room had a list of names of minors ages 12 to 17 years old. According to reports from last year, based on the country's social welfare department, there are at least 60,000 to 600,000 Filipino street children who are prostituted annually. UNICEF says that the Philippines is the fourth nation with the most number of prostituted children. It was also mentioned that 1 out of 3 human trafficking victims is a child. It is estimated that thousands of children are exploited for sexual purposes both online and offline in the Philippines. The sex tourist industry could be seen as a lucrative business. The demand can come from middle-aged and even older men who are looking to satisfy their sexual needs in other countries at the expense of young, vulnerable girls. Girls who mostly come from poor families. They could turn to prostitution to enable their family to maintain a certain level of lifestyle. Men like Levin who seek these girls could be divorced, widowed, unmarried, or even married. It may be harsh to say so, but they most probably also have no real concern as to how they treat these girls or women. Many of the victims of sex tourism could be uneducated but are expected to provide for their families. Children, especially those from rural areas who are desperate to escape poverty or who want to provide for their families, are lured by promises of jobs and material wealth. As for sex trafficking of women and children, it still remains a significant problem. Women and children from indigenous communities and remote areas of the Philippines have the most possibility to experience sex trafficking. It is also prevalent in tourist destinations where the demand for commercial sex acts is high. Another problem that has also become widespread in the Philippines is online sexual exploitation of children. It is said to typically happen in private residences or small internet cafes. Alarmingly, the ones who persuade children to perform sex acts for live internet broadcast could be a relative, a neighbor, or even their biological parents or an entire community. As reported, there are high numbers of child sex tourists in the Philippines, many of whom are citizens of Australia, Japan, the United States, Canada, and countries in Europe. These sex tourists also include Filipino men. In April, it was revealed that the Philippines remains in the list of top 10 countries with the highest cases of online sexual exploitation of children, where many parents even act as perpetrators. It was explained that online sexual exploitation of children continues to persist in the country because of the lack of capacity of families to support their children's basic needs, and the wrong notion that if there is no physical contact involved, it is not considered an abuse or exploitation. A number of laws have already been passed to protect children in the Philippines, including the Anti-Child Pornography Act of 2009 and the Special Protection of Children Against Abuse, Exploitation, and Discrimination Act. The government has also been working to make eradication of commercial sexual exploitation of children a national priority in the Philippines. Some methods that can be helpful are speaking out on the issue and creating an environment where this issue can be openly discussed in a healthy manner. Whether the problem is online or offline sexual exploitation or trafficking, the most alarming thing is that minors are involved. The sad reality, as they say, is that the age of consent in the Philippines is 12 years old, which is the lowest in Asia. This just means that a man who engages in sexual acts with a 12-year-old girl is not considered a form of rape in the Philippines. This also means that live-in sexual encounters with teenage girls who aren't under 12 will not be considered as rape. It's really disturbing and not to mention unacceptable, as there is also no proper sex education in the country, and minors aren't allowed to get condoms or contraceptives. Even though the government has been working to come up with better ways to protect minors, there are still other pressing issues to address. This is the weekly trending news. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.